What are you doing? Are you cutting? Getting Play-Doh? Is that fun? Fun? Gotta go to bed soon. Soon? Yes. So we've had some progress on our kitchen. We have a nice big island, which is really nice for doing baking with the children. Would look nice with a pot plant there, but I find that just annoying. I would rather it be functional than pretty. So that is the island, and you have a pantry there, and then it's a bit hard to see with the lighting, but cupboard and lots of bench space, which is really nice. So it's still unfinished, it still needs the flooring, needs a dishwasher where that hole is, and it still needs tiles along there, and the lights still need finishing as well, and this still needs finishing up there too, but enjoying it very much. Hi, so yesterday I made a video for children about the call of Abraham, and the lessons that I taught on there were different than what I personally found helpful, so I thought I would share some thoughts about Abraham. So God called him to leave his home place, the city of Ur, which was where he was very comfortable. He kind of had, he was rich, he had a nice home, he kind of had everything, and yet God called him to leave that and to go on a journey. And the Children's Bible says that the journey lasted him the rest of his life, which I'd never really thought about that before. So he never kind of got to the place. It was like a lifelong journey. And the Christian life is also a lifelong journey. And when you think of journey, I wrote down some words that you think of when you think of journey. Journeys have uncertainties. You don't always know where you're going, and Abraham definitely didn't know where he was going. And in the Christian life too, we live it by faith. We don't know where we are going, and God's the only one who knows where we're going. Also, on journeys there are corners, and we can't always see around the next corner, so we have to live by faith. We need to have courage. We can have fears when we're going on journeys, and there's dangers. On journeys there can be detours or delays, like roadworks, and walking with God there can also be delays or detours, which can feel frustrating. There can be bumps along the way. There can be surprises, happy surprises, and same with following God too. Walking with God, there can be many surprises along the way, things we don't expect. On a journey you discover new places, and that's definitely part of the Christian life. We discover new things that we didn't know before, we didn't have before. There can be breathtaking views, and it's the same in the Christian life. When we walk in with God, we see things about Him, and see things in the Bible that we haven't seen before. That can be amazing. When you're on a journey, you can get very homesick, and for me, when I had Lydia, I sometimes felt very homesick for the life that we used to have without all the hospital and appointments. And so it can be in our Christian life too. Sometimes we get homesick for the way things used to be. And I'm sure Abraham sometimes got homesick as well. But with journeys involve growth. You learn new things. It's the same with walking with God. Journeys involve excitement. It's exciting to travel. Whereas staying in Ur would have been comfortable, but it wouldn't have been very exciting. And also unsettled. It's unsettling to travel around. And walking with God is also unsettling because we're always moving, and another one is always moving forward. So going on a journey, you are moving, not just staying in the same place all the time. To go on a journey, you have to leave things behind, and so it is with God. Journeying with God is always leaving things behind that might be hard. And also on a journey you need a map or directions, and we have that in the Bible. But But it can apply to the Christian life. But it can also, like God's call to Abraham, can also apply to anything that God calls us to do. Anything God asks us to do can be like a call, and we have that choice. Do we stay in our comfort zone and disobey God, or do we obey God and move out of our comfort zone and follow God? So when I got asked to teach the Bible at school, that was kind of a choice I had to make. God made it clear to me that He did want me to do it, that I was to go and teach. But for me, that was a choice to leave my comfort zone. I get very nervous when I'm teaching a Bible story. I've got a bad memory, so it's kind of, I'm always trying to get the story in my mind so that I can tell it well. And yeah, it's just out my comfort zone. Sometimes I feel like I just can't relax until it's over, and once it's over, there's the next one to plan for. So it was a choice to get out of my comfort zone. But if I had chosen not to do it, I would have been choosing to disobey God. And God promised Abraham that if he obeyed, he would be blessed and he would be a blessing. And when we obey God, we are blessed ourselves, and God makes us a blessing to others. And that's why it's so important to obey God. We sometimes only thinking about ourselves and our comfort zone, but we forget that when we obey God, we will be a blessing to other people. Other people will be blessed and affected by our obedience to God. So yeah, I've definitely been blessed by teaching the Bible, and I hope others have been too, but I think I've been the one most blessed. So the choice is ours to have all our comforts, or to be close to the God of all comfort. And just one more thought this morning. I taught the story of Balaam and the donkey. And out of all the stories in the Bible, I think it's kind of one of the most fun ones, or kind of funny stories. I find it quite amusing. But anyway, so if you don't know the story, the Israelites are coming up towards Moab, and the king of Moab has heard about the battles that the Israelites have won, and so he's really scared. And so he sends for, I think you would say a false prophet, Balaam, to come and curse all the Israelites. Balaam rides on his donkey to go curse them, and an angel 3 times tries to stop him, and he doesn't see it because he's just concentrating on what he's doing, but the donkey sees it. So the donkey tries to get out of the way, and Balaam loses his temper with him. And then in the end, the donkey starts talking to Balaam, and Balaam is so angry he just keeps talking back to the donkey. He doesn't even stop to think about what a miracle it is that his donkeys talk. He just has a conversation with his donkey. So anyway, when he finally saw that it was the angel that was trying to stop him, he thought he would turn around and go back because God was not pleased with him. But the angel said, keep going, but only say what I put it into your mouth to say. And so when he got up there to curse all the Israelites, instead of cursing, he blessed all the Israelites. And the king was very mad at him because he had called him to come and bless the Israelites, but Balaam blessed them instead. And there is a verse in Nehemiah which is about that story. Nehemiah 13 verse 2, and it says, our God turned the curse into a blessing. So the king of Moab, his plan was to curse the Israelites, but God turned that curse into a blessing. And it really reminds me of Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to them that love God. And so it's a really neat picture of that. And yeah, it's a promise that anything bad that comes into our lives, if we are someone who loves Him, God takes those curses or those hard things and turns it around and makes them a blessing to us. So I just think it's quite a neat story and a neat picture of Romans 8:28. So whatever hard things we have in our lives that may seem like a curse, they can be such bad things or hard things, yet if they're in God's hands, He turns them around and makes them a blessing to us.